Welcome to Collecting Chaos. Now I have a lot of books. I have a lot of paperback books, and some of them are library copies, and they have this stuff on the edge. And I'm not a big fan of that, especially when it doesn't say library anywhere else on it, except maybe stamped on the inside, like this one is. It says discarded. It does have some water damage to it, but I'm not going to worry about that. I want to clean up the cover, and I want to take this tape off. I want to take all of that off. So if you want to watch me do that, hang in here. Don't go away. Okay, first thing I'm going to try. I mean, it works on comics, so why wouldn't it work on paperback books? We're going to try a little bit of eraser and see what happens with that. See if it helps it out any. It takes a little bit off, not that much. So we're going to try something else. Something you've seen me use plenty of times with comic books. But to do that, first thing I'm going to need and I still want to take that tape off before I do anything else. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to heat up my little iron so we can go ahead and take the tape off. Okay, as you can see, I zoomed in a little bit so you can see it a little better. We're going to take my piece of parchment paper and put it over it, and then we're going to warm it up, and hopefully we can take that tape off without removing any of the cover. I'm not going to count on it, but I'm hoping we can. Which iron did you think I was going to use? My travel iron? No, I meant this one. This is the one I used to take off tape. Okay, I got my X-Acto knife here. We're just going to try to lift this very carefully, hopefully only taking off the tape and nothing else. Nope, it is taking off some of the cover and some of the print. It's not working quite as well as I hoped. Might be the type of tape. Might need to use something else. Yeah, it's some of the tape is coming off, some of the book is coming up, some of the cover is coming off. It's just can't do a whole lot about that. Yeah, the 75-cent tag came off of it. That's not good. See if we can't get some of this off the edge. Now, I'm not too worried about this part of it because that is paper that was put on after. So I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to try something different. Take one of my little pads here. You get a little goof off on it. Let's see if that won't take it off without taking, maybe hopefully not taking off the cover. This should be done in a well ventilated area, and it is taking off the cover. But it's also removing the, it's also allowing me to remove the tape, so maybe. Now, that isn't going to work. See, sometimes a paperback will have like a glaze over it, and you can use stuff like Goof Off, and it'll take it off without removing the ink. But I guess this one's old enough that it's not got that. I'm going to cut this paper, this little label they put on there, and see if we can't lift it. Yeah, it's just not going to come off. Not the way I would like it to, anyway. Yeah, that's too dry. There's no gummy left on that, whatever that was. All right, this stopped recording again. I got as much of it off as I could. Unfortunately, it lost some of the ink on the front. And what I've done is I took a half a cup of water, added about 3 or 4 drops of Dawn to it, put it in the microwave for 30 seconds. This is distilled water. It's not normal water. And which makes the water very, very hot, and which means it'll dry very, very quickly. And I'm just going over it to see if maybe that'll be enough to get this book a little bit cleaner on the back anyway. I can't really tell if it's taking dirt off or not. Use a dry pad and dry it off a little bit. Yeah, so you missed a good portion of me cleaning this off because I wasn't paying attention to my monitor to let me know that my camera was going to just... And what happens is my camera just goes ahead and turns itself off after about 10 minutes. So that's reasonably dry. Let's try the front, see what we can do about that now. Get me another... Apparently, it had rubber cement on it. Oh yeah, that's got a lot of dirt off that cover, off the front cover. You can't see it too good, but I can definitely tell. do the spine. Quite a bit of dirt came off the spine too. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to go ahead and take one more, put it on top of it, and then we're going to put something on top of that to weight it down so that it doesn't, so the covers don't curl on me. Yeah. That's going to be it for this one. Just an experiment to see if it would come a little bit cleaner and see if I could get it off. I had trouble getting that off. Goo Gone, I think, is the way to do it, but don't rub. Just dab it on there and let it sit for a few seconds and then dab it back off. You should be able to remove the tape and whatever else is on there pretty easily. So that's, I'll try that again on another book. And in the meantime, I have a big stack of comics here. We're just going to put that on it to weight it down, and we'll see you next video. I'm not going to do any of the other outro. I'm not going to talk about how many times a week I do in Patreon and all that crap. I'm not going to talk about that. We'll just see you next video. Make sure you wash your hands. It's good for your comics, good for your toys, good for your books, good for your health.